And just to let everybody know, I went ahead and started the recording so that we could capture those chats.
So Michelle's the only one we're just waiting for here. She's logged in, but she's on a coffee break.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. No, I'm here.
Oh, no.
If you want to start early, I am ready to go.
Can everybody give me a green check if they're ready to go? Wonderful. Tracy, yay! Okay, so Joanna, do you want to start a little bit early then?
Yeah, go right ahead, and the recording's already begun, so you're good to go.
Okay, so I would just want to make sure that everybody has a copy of the Family Care Plan Guide with them. And since everybody is logged in, we'll be starting a little bit early today. And thank you for all joining us. Okay, so welcome to my Let's Talk Family Care Plan presentation today. Looking at today's agenda, we will start off with introductions and reviewing the ground rules of the online classroom. After that, we will briefly discuss WebEx how-tos, helping you get acquainted with the WebEx tools and screen. Then we'll jump in today's topic of the Family Care Plan. We will break the ice with a Family Care Plan bingo game, and then start to look at the Family Care Plan in detail. Finishing up with what happens next and answering any questions you have regarding the Family Care Plan. So let's get started with introductions. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Meaghann. I work at Mainland BC MFRC, and I've worked on the Family Care Plan since I joined the staff in September 2014. So it has become a little bit of a passion of mine. I'm a military spouse and mother of 2 little boys, and I know the importance of the Family Care Plan. When our spouses are deployed or away on duty, or even in everyday life, the Family Care Plan allows the families to be operationally ready. So now I'd like to introduce my partner and producer of this session, Joanna.
Hi everybody, I'm Joanna, and I am the virtual program developer for Military Family Services US and Yellowknife. And I have the privilege of working these last few months with both Meaghann and Michelle in our live to virtual class that they've been taking. And I'm so excited to be producing this presentation with Meaghann today. I had never heard about the Family Care Plan, and so I was really excited to actually find out a little bit about it for myself. So welcome, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Joanna. So now I'm going to meet you guys. So when I call upon you, please tell us your name, where you're located, the reason for taking this session, and what your favorite song is. So could I get Ada to go first? Make sure you unmute yourself. Thank you.
So I'm Ada. I'm in Surrey today. I'm in this session to help Meaghann. And my favorite song, there's a lot. Apologize by OneRepublic.
And I also want to say that Ada helped put the booklet all together. She was the designer for everything. So she's an excellent job.
Wait, what was your favorite song? I didn't catch it.
Apologize.
Apologize. I've never heard this one.
By OneRepublic.
Cindy?
Hello. Hi. I'm in Chilliwack, BC. And I'm also helping Meaghann, but I wanted to learn more about the Family Care Plan. And favorite song, like I think I would say a composition is Chopin Nocturne in E minor.
Okay, so Kim?
Hi, my name is Kim. I am in the Vancouver office. I'm here as an additional body and to also continue to learn about the WebEx training. And I don't really have a favorite song, but I'm going to go with Hallelujah.
Okay, excellent. Hallelujah. Who sings that? Or
there's a whole bunch of people.
Okay.
There's different renditions of it. Do you know the song?
I actually don't know. Do you want to sing it?
No.
You don't have to, Kim. Okay, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm located here at the Vancouver, BC MFRC. I am taking this session to help Meaghann out, but also I actually really enjoyed the WebEx. I find them really fun, and I'm more than happy to be a part of it. So, yeah. And my favorite song. So I don't know what the actual song is called, but I would say anything from the Jesus Christ Superstar musical. Anything from that musical, I will be singing with my horrendous voice, but so I guess you could just put Jesus Christ Superstar.
I can sing pretty much that entire musical.
Yeah, okay.
I do all the parts. Like, I go back and forth singing all the parts. I was a musical theater major. Don't ask what I'm doing here now.
You're presenting.
Yeah, this is what a musical theater degree will get you right here.
Okay, and Tracy, I'll just have to get you to unmute yourself. Perfect.
I am here in Vancouver as well in the second part of the BC Mainland MFRC office. I am interested in this because I'm interested to see how the WebEx training all came together and what it produced, and then also specifically looking at better ways on how to present information about the family care plan too, because we all have the opportunity to talk about it from time to time, so it's good to know kind of some key points to hit on. And I have no idea what my favorite song is, so I'm going to say right now, "Oh Canada," just because I've been watching a lot of playoff hockey games, and so that's been sung a lot lately.
That's a good one. Luke tries to sing it a lot lately, and it's quite amusing. I should actually get him to come in here one day and try to sing "Oh Canada" for you guys. It's quite cute.
We'll all stand if he does.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we have a diverse group of participants from Chilliwack, Surrey, Vancouver, and Joanna and Victoria. And what a great opportunity to share our expertise. So now let's set the stage of the virtual classroom with a few ground rules that are common in a virtual classroom. So in a live classroom, there are rules such as how to behave, where to go to the washroom, etc. In the virtual classroom, there's also some ground rules to ensure the session progresses smoothly. Ada, could I get you to please read the first line?
To log in 10 minutes prior to the session.
Thank you. It is always a good sign to sign in a few minutes early. This gives us the chance to troubleshoot any login issues that you may have and to ensure the session will begin and end on time. Cindy, can I get you to read the next line?
Turn off email and other distractions.
We ask you to turn off any distractions such as email or the phone while you are on the session to ensure your undivided attention. And then Kim, can I get you to read the next one?
To participate in the discussion.
Excellent. Participation is key. Ask questions and get involved. Michelle?
To fill in the evaluation form with your feedback.
At the end of this session, you will actually be given a monkey survey. Is that correct, Joanna? What's it called?
Survey monkey?
Survey monkey instead of an evaluation form. So please fill it out. This gives us valuable feedback to help us improve future presentations. And last, Tracy?
Bring your sense of adventure. And contrary to rule number 2, I am going to keep myself muted unless I'm speaking just because I am actually expecting a phone call. So sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay. Thank you for letting us know. So bring your sense of adventure as you participate in activities and discussions, and above all, have fun. So we're going to look at the how-tos of WebEx. The biggest difference between the live and the virtual classroom is that you do not have eye-to-eye contact with your audience, so it's important to keep and engaged and interested by using the WebEx tools. Here we will look at some of the tools we will be using today. First off, let me guide your eyes to the upper right-hand corner of the screen. There you will find the participant panels and the names of everyone attending the session today. Beside your name, you will find a microphone icon. By pressing the icon, you can mute or unmute yourself. Since I think everybody has that mastered today, I will skip to the next part. For the most part, we try to keep everyone unmuted unless there is significant background noise, because we love to hear your comments, questions, and laughter. Today, I may also ask you to raise your hand. In order to raise your hand, click on the toggle of the picture of the hand. Let's try. Could everybody raise their hand, please? Excellent. Now to lower your hand, press the toggle again. Perfect. I will also ask for replies of yes or no. And guess what? We have a toggle for that as well. You will find them to the right of the hand. They are the green check and the red X. Give me a green check for yes or a red X for no if you drive to work each day. So everybody drives to work.
I should not have a check.
Kim should not have a check. Great. So we all know that everybody drives to work. Great. To untoggle, you can just press the green check again. So now we'll move on to the emoticons and the chat features of WebEx. Next to the arrows, you will find the emoticon tools. Beside the happy face, you will see a little black arrow. This is called the drop-down menu, where you can find a choice of emoticons. In today's session, we request you use the coffee cup and mute yourself if you have to leave at any time. This will let us know that you have stepped away. Are there any questions regarding emoticons? Give me a happy face if you are ready to move on. Excellent. Now let's look at the lower right-hand corner of the screen. There you'll find the chat feature. It works much like instant messaging. Give me a green check if you have used instant messaging before. I know Ada has, because she texts all the time. When using the chat menu, you can select who you want to message to, or who you want the message to be seen by. We will most likely use all participants, but by selecting the drop-down menu, you can private chat individuals or the presenter and producer. Remember that mistakes can happen, and be careful to not say anything you don't want the whole class to hear. So let's try it out. Select all participants from the drop-down menu and write in the chat box what you feel an emergency is. So Ada says a broken leg. Joanne, okay, Michelle is an injury, car accident, or illness. Kim is something out of the ordinary that needs immediate attention. And Tracy, anything that requires an immediate my immediate attention. So as you can see, most of them have been medical, except for Tracy's. Hers was about her immediate attention, which is very interesting. So don't hesitate to use the chat at any time during the presentation. You can ask questions or add additional information to any of our discussions. Next, we'll take a closer look at the whiteboard tools found on WebEx. On the screen, you'll see a picture of the toolbar. You will find your own toolbar on the top left-hand corner of the screen. We just have the picture here to help people see which toggles they're actually supposed to press. So Joanna will point to this big, thick arrow. This is called the pointer. We will be using this tool often today. Click on the pointer and then click on one of the squares on the table to claim a box.
Mine's not working. Why? Oh, never mind. No, I'm good. I got it. I got it.
Oh, great. Everybody has one. To the right of the pointer is the letter T. This is called the text tool. Click on the T to select the text tool. But before you write anything, I want to show you how to change your text color. There is a drop-down menu beside the color box. This allows you to change your text color. Yellow can be very difficult for us to see, so if you have yellow, please change it to a different color. Now in your box you have claimed with your pointer, write your first and last name. You can press enter to stay in your box or to go to a second line. but for all of us to see, you must click away. Great, I have Ada, Joanna, Michelle, Cindy, Kim. And so Tracy, for us to see what you have written, you just have to click away.
I have to click what, sorry?
You have to just click away from your box, so click anywhere else on the whiteboard.
Oh, I see, okay. Actually, I don't. Somehow I'm missing this piece. What do I do?
Okay, so if you go to the text tool.
Yeah, so I clicked on the T for the text tool.
And just write your name in your box that you have claimed.
Oh, over here, got it, okay.
And then just click somewhere else on the whiteboard, and then we'll be able to see what you have written.
No, I haven't. Where am I supposed to type? Sorry, I'm being really slow about this.
So Joanna's pointing with the MFRC-PEI, so type in your box there.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You need your T.
Yes. Excellent, thank you. So there are also additional tools that you can use on the whiteboard, such as drawing lines, shapes, and pre-drawing, but we will not be using them today. But the last thing I want to talk to you about is the eraser icon, and this you can use to erase your work. So if you click on the eraser icon, please erase your name.
How do you get it off? Click again.
Just click again.
Okay.
Excellent. Great. So now you all know how to use the WebEx whiteboard tools. Now, for the next couple of minutes, we are just going to have some fun and get to know each other family care plan style with a friendly game of bingo. I will randomly select a box on the screen and read it out loud. Look for the producer's pointer to see which box is being read. Using your text tool, write your initials in the box to identify, if the sentence applies to you. Call bingo if you completed a row across, down, or diagonally. Give me a green check if you are ready to go, or a red X if you have any questions. Great, so let's get started. Put your initials in the center box if you have a military member in your family, which with this group will be a little bit more difficult. It's supposed to be the free box, but since some of you don't have that, just put your initials anyway, please. Right, so I see Joanna's and Michelle's and Ada's and Cindy's. Kim and Tracy.
Mine's in there.
Oh, where are you? Oh, there's Kim.
I didn't click away, sorry.
I thought we were only supposed to put it in there if it was true, but you're saying just put it in anyway.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be the free box, and if I was presenting to military families, they would all have one. Okay, so from I'm going to say has used CCRR in BC for childcare. So that's childcare referral services. Oh. Knows your duty officer's phone number, which is in G. No one. Has a family care plan in place. O. This is going to be hard with this group. Has visited familyforce.ca. G.
Yes.
So we have Ada. Is that Ada? Yeah. Michelle, Kim, and Tracy, and Cindy. Excellent. G, has a dependent. If you have a dog, you can claim it as a dependent.
No
right
way.
Now. N, has local family support. And then I, can describe duty in military terms. Does anybody actually know what duty means? Can you put up your hand if you're willing to share? No, Joanna is. Joanna's not.
That was for something else I wanted to.
Oh, sorry. Did you have your hand up?
Well, I did. I just wanted to for Ada.
Yep.
Ada, it was really hard to see your font because it's so small. Can I just walk you through how to make it a little bit bigger real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
So just up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you can see the words File, Edit, Share, View. You see all those?
Yeah.
Can you click on Edit?
Okay.
And then Font? And then just pick a font size a few sizes larger.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
So back to what I was asking, does anybody here know what duty, when it comes to military terms, stands for? If you could raise your hand. No? So duty is when any military member has been called away by the military for military work, and it has to be longer than 24 hours. So that's an interesting fact to know. So B has a military member in the regular force. Okay. B has called the family information line. And let's see. B knows what FLO stands for. I was hoping, oh, excellent. So we have Michelle and Tim knows what that stands for. Anybody else? I hope everybody knows what FLO stands for. Come on, Ada.
My font is too small.
Okay.
Hold on, let me fix it.
I don't know. Do we think anybody will ever win this game? So B has moved with children.
Oh, me.
And the last one, B, has interviewed child care providers. Anybody? Okay. Well, this is a pretty tough group here. I actually don't know if we will ever have anybody win this game. So I'm actually going to move on. But if it was a real presentation to family members, hopefully we would actually have a winner, since most of these are due to child care, having preschool children, and knowing what the family care plan stands for. So now we are going to move on and we're going to get back to work. Okay. So now that you're all familiar with the WebEx program, we are going to take a look at the family care plan, what it means, who can help you, and what it should look like. At Mainland BC MFRC, we have put together the guide to the family care plan that explains the whole family care plan process and gives you a child care form to fill out. Please give me a green check if you have your booklet with you. Great. So Tracy, do you have yours? Yes, okay, excellent, great. So we will be going through this booklet today, so if you can have it with you, I will tell you which pages to flip to as we go through my presentation. The D&D Family Care Plan document is a list that lists emergency contacts in the event emergency child care is needed. The military member is to complete this form as they clear into a new unit, and it's stored in their orderly room. We have found that this is not helpful and believe a primary caregiver should have their own copy of the family care plan in their home. So we have designed this guide with the family care plan that helps families to have a better understanding of the family care plan and to reinforce the importance of having an up-to-date and completed one. We have also created your child care plan form, which is to be completed as a family and to be kept at your home in the event emergency child care is needed. Using your pointer, select a row on the screen. In the next 2 minutes, using your text tool, give a couple reasons why we should all have a family care plan. And don't worry if you don't have 2 or 3, just give me as many as you can.
Ada, what size font are you using?
I would pick 12, and then once I start typing, it goes back to 3.
Oh, that's weird. Are you on a Mac by any chance?
Yeah, I'm on a Mac.
Oh. I've had to do this before as well.
So can you try putting it up to, like, I don't know, maybe 20?
Okay.
And is there some trick, Meaghann, that you know about for Mac
I'm just trying to look. I'm trying to remember what I've done before because I remember my font is often very small as well.
I see a D there.
Okay, here you go. It's 36, but you can see it now.
There you go. So you just have to go really big. So that's a good point. Thanks for sharing that with us. So it helps us to know for other Mac users in the future.
Yeah, because mine's very small as well, and I don't know why. I think maybe the font is also small, so you have to go to a really large font to make it work. Okay, so you have 30 seconds.
Remember to click away when you're done writing so that we can see what you've written.
Okay, so the 2 minutes up. Kim and Tracy, have you clicked away or are you finished?
Almost.
Okay. So we can get started. I'll get Michelle. Can you read your reasons for me first, please?
Yes. So I said so you are prepared for an emergency.
Excellent. We all need our families prepared. You have to have a plan in place for in case an emergency happens. Kim, could I get you to read yours?
Sure. So that you're prepared when an emergency arises, which is similar to Michelle's, so that the military member will feel confident when they're away on duty, and so that you know to update it when info changes, like, oh, I had another baby. Well, it's right in front of me on my fridge, so I need to put that child in my family care plan.
Excellent. I really like the part you put that the military member will feel confident when they're away on duty. Remember, we are trying to have our families operationally ready. It's not just the military member, it's also the family. And by having a form completed, they will feel confident to leave and be away on duty and know that everything's in control. Tracy.
So in an emergency, it's good not to have to rely on memory, better to have it written down. Someone not in the immediate family, like somebody who was coming in to lend a hand if you were incapacitated or whatever, could easily access the information. And planning is easier, and I'm thinking about spouses or mom and dad working together to do this when they do it as a family and then capture it in a book.
That's excellent. Those are great points. Yeah, and you don't want to rely on your memory because when you're stressed, that's the first thing to go. At least that's what I find. So Cindy.
Okay, to have a plan in place in case of emergency, like everybody else, to have peace of mind knowing that things will be looked after if you are away, and to think about possible emergencies and prepare for them in advance.
Excellent. Good. We want our families to be prepared. We want them to think ahead and to be ready for anything that might happen in the future. And Ada?
So that you're aware of the resources of your particular MFRC, and so that you're prepared with a short and long-term plan.
Excellent. I'm glad you said to be aware of the resources of your MFRC, because we're unlike many of the other MFRCs, and we do not have child care facilities here, unlike some of the other ones such as the Esquimalt and Comox. So great. Does anybody want to add anything else to that? Give me a green check if you're ready to move on. Okay. So we have come up with some excellent reasons why we should all have a family care plan. At mainland BC, we need our families to be self-reliant since we do not offer childcare services. Saying that, if your family care plan does fall through, we can still help. I would like you all to go in your booklet to page 8 and 9. Situations may occur when your family care plan has fallen through and the military member is away on duty. We have a duty officer and family liaison officer here at the MFRC to help with emergency child care services and emergency respite childcare services. Raise your hand if you can explain what emergency childcare services are. Anybody just guess? Kim.
Hopefully I'll get this right. So emergency child care services usually come in place if you have a family care plan and that family care plan has fallen through and there is an emergency at home where the military member is away, either on training or on duty or on a deployment, and the main caregiver in the house needs some support and their family care plan has fallen through, then they would activate their emergency child care services by calling the duty officer and then the family liaison officer.
Excellent. And the important thing about emergency child care services, everything what Kim said was dead on, is that you can get child care services for 72 consecutive hours if you call the family liaison officer or the duty officer and the military member is away on duty. And it only qualifies if the military member is away on duty. Okay, raise your hand if you know what emergency respite child care services stands for. Anybody?
I do, but I'll let someone else go.
Yeah. Michelle, why don't you give us a guess?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So what do you think emergency respite child care services are?
Okay, so I would think that those are services that every military family has access to in the case of an emergency, and it's only like a certain amount of hours.
Yes.
So you can't rely on it.
Excellent. So the emergency respite child care services also is available to families if the military member is away on duty, and the parent or guardian at home requires a period of relief or respite care, in which is critical for the mental health of the child or the caregiver, and you get 72 hours of non-consecutive child care for emergency respite child care. So it's not continuous. So a person can use it several times over at the military member being away on duty. So there's those things we need to know the difference between. And remember that you can only get these services through your family liaison officer and your duty officer. So we're going to play another game quickly. And who does what if your family care falls through? On the whiteboard, you will see a table with duties and responsibilities of the family liaison officer or the duty officer. You will see that you have been signed either the family liaison officer or the FLO or the duty officer. Using your pointer, choose a box on the table that you feel represents your assigned individual or the job of your assigned individual. So Ada, we have you, Ada, Cindy, and Kim. I want you guys to select a box that you feel represents the family liaison officer. And Michelle and Tracy, you select a box that you feel represents the duty officer.
And I believe Tracy has a question.
Oh, yes, Tracy.
So my question was with regards to the emergency respite care, when it's non-continuous hours, is there a stipulation as to how many of those hours you can string together? Because I don't think it means to say that you could only use it in 72 one-hour blocks, right?
No, so you could use it for a day, or you can use it for 12 hours, depending what you would need it for.
So but you can't just string the whole 72 hours together because then that falls into your emergency care, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But they don't have a stipulation as to how many of those hours you can string together?
No, there's no stipulation on how many of those hours.
Okay.
So Tracy, I'm just going to get you to choose a box which you feel represents the duty officer with your pointer.
Right, okay.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so Cindy, I'm going to get you to go first. What box did you choose?
I chose referrals to mental health services.
And why would you choose that for the family liaison officer?
I think because they have the social working skills to decide whether or not somebody needs extra help.
Excellent. So the family liaison officer is often a social worker or a counselor, and they are here at the MFRC for referrals to mental health services. Okay, Kim, I'll get you to go next for your family liaison officer.
Sure. I picked short-term individual or group counseling.
Perfect. So that also is a family liaison officer. As you said, they're a social worker or a counselor, so they're here to support our families. Ada?
I picked outreach support to families.
Excellent. Perfect. That's also the family liaison officer. So Michelle and Tracy, you guys both chose the available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Michelle, can you tell me why you chose this one? Sorry?
Yeah, I can pick another one.
Okay.
So reports to the chain of command. Or
excellent. So the duty officer is there to report to the chain of command. So if there is an emergency in your family, the duty officer would be the one who would contact the chain of command and get in touch with the military member. And Tracy, you chose which one, sorry?
I chose the available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it's kind of by virtue of elimination, because the flows are not available that time. So that's what we need to fall back.
Yes, that's perfect. So that's why we always suggest that the duty officer needs to be called first if an emergency happens and your family care plan has fallen through, because they are the ones who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they are able to get a hold of the family liaison officer if you need further assistance. So we'll just go through a couple of the other boxes. So besides Michelle's, you can see that the family liaison officer is available during office hours only. Our duty officer is an active military member. In the next row, the first box, it says reports accidents or destruction of public property to, and that would be your duty officer. They are in charge of any public property that is on a military base. After that, we'll contact the military member on your behalf. That would be the duty officer. Is available for emergency situations. That would be both the duty officer and the family liaison officer. And then who you could contact if your family care plan falls through. Firstly, you would contact the duty officer, and then you would contact your family liaison officer. And last, provide supports for families of the military members. That would be your family liaison officer. So great. The duty officer and family liaison officer role in emergency childcare and emergency respite childcare differ, but ultimately they are here to help. After this session, you can go through your guide on the family care plan, and it goes into detail on the roles and responsibilities of both. That can be found on page 8 and 9, so the page that I had you guys turn to. Raise your hand if you have any questions regarding emergency childcare, the flow, or the duty officer. No questions? Excellent. Now that we understand the roles of the flow and the duty officer in the event of a family care plan, in the event your family care plan falls through, let's take a closer look at the family care plan components. Please turn to page 13 of your booklet. So you'll see the image of the page 13, so hopefully you're all there. So we at the MFRC have created this form, your child care plan. The first page is designed to be given to your child care provider if emergency child care is needed. Firstly, you will see a spot to put the contact number of your duty officer. Does anybody know why we would have the duty officer's number on the first page of our form? Raise your hand if you can give me the answer. Kim.
It needs to be on the first page because it's the most important page. It's on the front where you can see it. You're most likely going to put this somewhere clearly in your view, and so it needs to be right there.
Excellent. And remember, they are the first person to call if your child care plan has fallen through and your military member is away on duty. They should also be contacted if your plan has been successfully enacted to their ability to contact the military member. So it's important to know because you would call them if it has fallen through for their assistance, but you also call them if your military member is away on duty and it has been successfully enacted because they can tell the military member that the family has successfully enacted their family care plan. This number should also be given to you by the military member. After that, we have the primary caregiver. Does anybody want to raise your hand if you can tell me who the primary caregiver is? Cindy.
I would say the primary caregiver is the parent that is looking after the children for the most part.
Excellent. Yep. So we've included this section because all families are different and primary caregivers can also be different. So they can be a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle. It's whoever is primarily responsible for the child's care. In this section, it also gives you space to identify the names, birth dates, medical numbers, and any additional information on each dependent. We have also included an important contact section where you can put doctor's numbers, school contacts, neighbors, or etc. So these are any contacts that may be helpful for a child care provider to have. After that, we have included a daily schedule. Can anybody raise their hand if you would know why we would have a daily schedule on our sheet? Cindy, your hands, okay. Michelle.
So because your emergency caregivers may be at work or depending on their schedule, so just in case you need to have certain people on certain days.
Okay, excellent. And anybody else want to add to that?
Yes.
Yes, was that you, Kim?
Yeah.
Yes.
This schedule is for the children. So it would be, for example, if they have karate in the evening or music, or even it could be anything such as they need to take medicine every morning. So it's when you've enacted your emergency child care plan and there is not the primary caregiver looking after the child, but one of your emergency caregivers, and they need to know your child's schedule.
Excellent. And Tracy, did you have a question or something you want to add?
No, it's fine. I was just answering when Kim was, and I forgot to take my hand down.
Okay, great. So we have designed the schedule. So that's exactly what Kim said. So that if a caregiver is taking care of your child, they know where to find your child. They know when your child takes a nap, when they take medication, which activities they should be at what time, when, and where. And we have designed this so it's easily can be easily given to any child care provider, and they will have all your child or your dependents' important information. This will ensure a speedy handover if an emergency has taken place. Next, I'll get you to go to page 14 of your guide. The second page of your child care plan is for emergency child care contacts. This is a child care provider who is available for day and nighttime immediate child care up to 72 hours. The first 72 hours is most critical. We suggest finding 2 individuals who are available for available as your immediate child care provider. I would like you now to think of 2 people who you would choose as your 72-hour child care providers. Give me a green check if you have a 72-hour child care provider.
What if you don't have kids?
Yeah, don't worry. Kids, people who would have kids, right?
Okay.
Okay, Michelle, yay, Kim, excellent. Ada, perfect. So, included in your guide on page 12 are things to consider when creating a child care plan. Things you should consider is who would be your most reliable contact to be a child care provider. Have you asked them to be your designate? It's important that you ask people to be your designate child care provider, because if they don't know, they might not be available to assist you in an emergency. How would expenses be covered? You need to talk to the individual who you have chosen to figure out who will be covering the cost, if you will be reimbursing them, or if you will have to give money ahead of time. And where will your child stay? Will that person come into your home, or will you bring your child to them? There's many things you have to consider, so page 12 is an excellent resource. We have also included an important document section on this form. Raise your hand if you would like to share some examples of important documents or items that you would include in the case of emergency for your dependent. Does anybody have any examples they would include? Kim.
Sorry, you guys.
Okay, no, excellent. Kim, you go first.
I'm waiting. Okay, sure, it could be things like passports if you have it, or maybe any needles or medication documentation like that. That's all I can think of.
Okay, Tracy?
I was kind of going down the same path as Kim. I was thinking of prescription copies or things like that, if you have prescriptions, especially if they're ongoing prescriptions that they might need. And I don't know, do kids have care cards? I don't know. What age do you get a care card?
Yep, they have care cards.
Okay.
Yeah, so things we have included would be if your child is still in a car booster seat, that's something that you would have to give the child care provider. A photocopy of their care card. Sometimes if a child has a favorite toy or blanket, any medications or medical supplies they may need, prescriptions. Pictures of the family might be important for young children, and some cash. So after the first 72 hours are the most critical in an emergency. It is essential to have a plan. This will help you minimize your stress levels if you ever have to use it. I will now get you to flip to page 15. Okay, here we are going to look at the last 2 pages of your child care plan. On page 15, we have included a section with 3 contacts for long-term child care. This should be a person who can provide child care after the initial 72 hours is up. This may be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, but it's someone who can provide long-term child care. The first 72 hours are there for you to arrange, or for them to arrange travel to your home, or for you to arrange travel of your children to them. Make sure you talk to these designates beforehand and have a plan in place if you are in need of their services. It's essential to talk to these people. If they do not know that they are your long-term care provider and you give them a call, they might not know what to do. Lastly, on page 16, we have included a page for non-emergency child care providers. These are individuals or facilities that can offer drop-in child care or pre-arranged child care, such as babysitting or daycare. This is an excellent resource if you need some time away from your children, like the respite child care. It will have somebody that you can contact for non-emergency care. As well included in this guide, you will find sections on finding childcare in BC and childcare resources. Additionally, we would like to encourage our families to make community connections. Contact other military families, use them as support, ask them for childcare referrals, or become each other's childcare support systems. Do you have any questions regarding long-term childcare and non-emergency childcare providers? Give me a green check for yes or a green X for no. Great. So, as a family, complete your child care form. If you have any questions, please contact us at the office by phone or email. My email is here on the website or on the screen. In 2 weeks, I will be contacting each of you individually with a follow-up phone call to assist you with any issues you are having completing your child care plan. We want each and every one of our military families to have a completed emergency child care plan in their homes. Please feel free to also visit our website at www.bcmfrc.com, where you can find additional information on the family care plan, the electronic version of our booklet, and another copy of your child care plan. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Joanna for a second.
So thank you everybody for coming and participating with Meaghann today. I hope that you learned a lot. I know I did. So we are just asking that if you would please fill in the evaluation survey that you see the link for in your chat box. We really appreciate it. If you click on the link, it will open in a separate browser so that you can fill it out after we close out your WebEx session. Or you can copy it and paste it into your browser if that is better. And it's anonymous, and we just thank you for it. It helps us give feedback to Meaghann for the end of her class.
Great. So I've also pointed to it. The link is right there on the side, the SurveyMonkey link. Just going to do the last little bit. Do any of you have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts that you'd like to share with me?
I think it's a really good idea that you incorporated in here that you're going to follow up, because I think with all of us, we tend to put things like this off. So I think it's a really good idea to have a follow-up anytime these booklets are handed out.
Great, thank you. Anybody else? If not, I'd like to thank you guys for all attending my presentation today on the Family Care Plan, and I really appreciate you'd fill out the SurveyMonkey, let me know how I did, and just being here to support me. I would like to thank you guys all.
Thanks, Meaghann.
Thank you.
Great job, Meaghann.
Yeah,
great.
Very good.
So remember to go to the SurveyMonkey. After you have copied that link, you can also log out of WebEx just by closing the web browser or the web page.